soon as I walked inside, I'm like, okay, these guys are the real deal. And they're like, yeah, every whitetail that you see on the wall here has came off of this property in the last 10 years or so. Everything you're looking for in a hunting cabin, you know, camp, it's impressive to say the least. We're sitting down talking about the property, you know, just going over the details and everything they know about it. And then they start showing me the trail cam pictures, and I am just mind blown by the amount of big, mature bucks these guys have on camera year in and year out. Like, you know, we have 270 acres here. We have enough acreage to where we can let these bucks go, and we know very well that they're going to be there the next season. So they've done a wonderful job of, you know, creating that age structure that most people, when they think of Ohio, this is the standard of buck that they want to go after. Through this property, it feels more like 600 acres. Like, it would take you weeks to really get to know the property. So we pull up to one of the stands, and he tells me this is where, you know, I killed the 194. And I'm just like, wow, like that's pretty cool to be standing right here where this guy shot this giant buck. And, you know, it got me thinking. I'm like, I want to know more from him and his story about this huge Southern Ohio whitetail, you know, a buck, a once-in-a-lifetime deer that some people will only dream of. You know, I want to hear more. So luckily Mark, you know, he agreed to sit down and do an interview with me and, you know, tell myself and you guys, you know, the story straight from him.
Yeah, well, I bought this land in 2012. I lived in North Carolina. Had been working there in the same company for 25 years, and found this piece of land. My brothers lived in Ohio. I was born and raised in Ohio, and all my family was here. And we found this, and it was pretty scrubby. I mean, it was like a jungle. And you know, we knew we could turn it into something that we could really be proud of. And our goal was to grow trophy whitetails, and we put every effort into that. And I don't know, you know, as it went along, we started shooting. We tried to not shoot deer under, I don't know, 5.5 years old, 4.5. We probably shot a couple 4.5-year-old deer, but we didn't shoot any young bucks, any small bucks. And we would see the area is big enough that we can see the deer one year and know that we're going to see them again the next year and the next. And we actually know what, you know, know what we're kind of growing up to be the kind of deer we might want to harvest. They don't all get that way, but some of them do. And the one that I got that was a 194 was the culmination of all my lifetime whitetail hunting. And that particular deer, the year before, had 7 points on one side, and the other side was a straight up antler. We called it that deer blade. And the only people that hunt here are my brother, my nephew, and I. And we had all seen it, all had chances, and we all agreed that that particular deer, we would let it go another year. And if it was still a blade and it didn't, its other antler didn't grow out, we would shoot it. But the next year it became what it is now, which is a 194. And I was fortunate and lucky enough to be the one sitting where I knew he was going to come, and he walked right by the stand, stopped between two trees, and it was quick. It's the way a deer like that should die, you know, without even any knowledge of what happened. And it was a good, clean shot, and he maybe ran 150 yards and fell over. So I was real happy to get that deer. But again, that was the culmination of years and years of effort. And we put a lot of effort into raising deer. We let a lot of deer go. You know, we'd all had chances at blade, and we all agreed to let him, you know, go for that year that he was a blade. And if we agreed that if the next year he had 7 on one side and it's still a blade, we would shoot him, but we wanted to see what he turned into. So this tells people, You should never assume that a deer that looks a little bit wonky one year is always going to be that way, because this particular deer turned into this, and it's magnificent.
Well guys, there you have it. This 270 acres in Pike County, Ohio is going to be listed soon. My name's Oliver Parker. I'm with Buckeye Land Sales. I am a licensed real estate agent. I'm based out of Ross County, but I serve all of Southern Ohio. We specialize in land, country homes, hunting properties, farm ground, you name it. You know, I work with a great group of guys in our brokerage. We're all very knowledgeable about land and the real estate market. You know, we know the market like the back of our hands when it comes to these type of properties. So look for this one to hit the market soon. The acres that feels more like 600 acres would be a perfect hunting camp for a family, a group of friends. You know, Mark and his brother Chris have made so many memories on this place, and they are just two great guys, and I really hope to find somebody that will, you know, continue to do that and enjoy this land for years to come. Thank you.